Hi, my Aries friends. How are you, lovies? So, there's a very certain energy happening with you guys. For all of the Aries that I know, there's kind of a similar pattern of what's happening. So, I'm feeding off of that energy, plus you guys that I have talked to in the comments, and then a few private readings. So it's almost hidden. There's kind of a hidden energy because you guys don't really, you guys seek help and you seek answers, but you don't take direction very well. You guys are not like, tell me what to do and I'll do it. No. Aries are like, F off. I'm not gonna listen to what you have to say because I can figure it out for myself. So first card that came out, yay, right? The Hierophant. So excellent. Something happening with education, wisdom, listening to your inner wisdom, and also guiding others. Maybe you're teaching others something, right, with your wisdom. Or you could be starting something new with school, new projects, new classes, something like that. So that's good. The education you're seeking or the education you're teaching is very positive, right? So excellent. So back to the energy, I wrote down a couple things. Can't be controlled, lots of frustration currently. And when I talk about not being controlled, I was talking about specifically within relationships. You guys don't take direction. You guys aren't going to be anybody's bitch. You're not going to be anybody's servant. You guys are very strong, cardinal, fire energy, and that's good. That's what a lot of people love you for. Okay, this one flipped over. The World. Awesome. So far we have great cards coming out. There is a frustration you guys have with your friends, family, or significant others, and there can be a person in your life that you are just completely over, just frustrated to the point where you're letting it out, right? But it might not be in the best way. And sometimes you guys can be harsh. You guys don't know it. And you guys know I'm an Aquarius, so I understand. People tell me I'm harsh all the time, so I get it. But you guys have an extra kind of sometimes you can shock fear into people and not even mean to. And sometimes that can be annoying, to the people around you. But it's not your fault. You just don't like to be messed with, and you don't like the frustration. And when the frustration is swirling, you guys just kind of snap. And you say, you say I'd rather be alone than you tell me what to do or mess with me. You guys have this energy of I'd rather be alone. So this is very good. This energy is very good. We also have the Eight of Wands that came out, which is amazing. So this is good. Mostly what's happening in the month of August is you guys focusing on moving forward. There's some positive news coming, but it's also good news that you could be delivering, right? There could be some positive news that you guys are teaching others, positive things that you're teaching others, or learning positive things from other people. So this education card and wisdom card is very prevalent, especially now that we have the World card in this, in this reading. I'm very excited to see that August is going to be a very positive shift. And this is because you guys take and you're going to take the solar eclipse very seriously. And, you know, that's on the 21st of August. But you guys are also taking the lunar eclipse seriously as well, right? The full moon in Aquarius on the 7th. So you guys are taking all those very seriously, and your work to leading up to them is the most important thing. You guys are doing your chakra healing, your energy cleansing, your meditation. You know, there are things where you are becoming a well-rounded individual, and you're not going to focus on all those stresses and frustrations that this person or these people are causing you. All of August is going to be focused on you and learning or teaching, right? Or both. So, and this card can also mean travel. So, I'm seeing it as sorry, my dog is barking. Jagger, come here. Come here. It's okay. Jagger, sorry, he's gonna be barking. But yeah, I see this as a travel opportunity, and it can be somewhere that is not even that far away. It can just be somewhere that you need to go for a work or school event or situation. Awesome. 7 of Pentacles. And I love that. Okay, so here's the thing. There is going to be a copious amount of work that you guys are going to be focused on this month, right? Work when it comes to yourself and your spiritual work, but also your career and your education. There's a lot of work that's going to be going into the month of August. And, you know, this guy is looking down, and I want to talk about him for a second before I pull more cards. You know, he's looking down because he's looking at, look at all this work I've done, right? And look at what I've found. Look at, you know, the digging that I have done and the work I've put into it. And did I get something out of it, right? Yes. You know, look what he found. He found these pentacles, you know, and he's been working his ass off trying to, you know, get something out of it. And you are going to get a lot out of putting work into yourself and into others this month of August. So just know that. That is fantastic. Jagger, stop. God. Jagger, you want another treat? Oh, awesome. Okay, so then we have, I love when the 9 of Pentacles comes out. You know why? Because she is very proud and very, very confident in the state that she's in the money she has, in the work that she's either done or something she's received, right? She might not have worked for this money, but she did feel proud of it, right? She does feel proud of it. There is something where she is elegantly, you know, elegantly trying to express how proud she is of her pentacles, right, in her life. And it's not so much bragging, but it is, you know, a beautiful, elegant energy of being proud of the wealth you've either earned or received somehow. And it looks like you guys are receiving it from working hard. Some people don't have to do the work and it just falls into their lap. You guys have to do the work, right? Okay, let's see here. Then we have, I'm going to pull one more card for the Rider deck, and then I'll do Goddess cards, and then an Oracle card and an Angel card. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what Goddess cards come out for you guys as well. But this is, okay, that one just flipped on over. Oh, wow. Okay, that's amazing. So this has to do with what I was talking about earlier when we have this person that is kind of just frustrating you, right? Or these people that are frustrating you and kind of latching onto you and you know, they're not so much trying to manipulate you as they are trying to just absorb all the energy from you that they can possibly get. And you're like, I'd rather be alone. You know, I'd rather just be alone. Let me go. You know, let this go. So when we're talking about this, you know, I'm going to separate this energy because this is separate from the work that you're doing within yourself, right? And the healing and the power of the work you're doing with education, you know, learning new things or teaching new things and feeling proud of that. This is a separate energy, right? So I actually am going to pull for one more card to justify this because, you know, this is something in the beginning I was talking about. Okay, there we go. King of Wands. So this is a very, very intense energy, and I was feeling it in the beginning of the reading. So there's someone that's either, you know, here's the thing, they're either trying to follow in your footsteps, because with the King of Wands, right, this can be you guys right now. So here you are, right? Very proud and strong and spirited and passionate, and, you know, the salamander is fireproof, and you guys are fire. So anything that gets thrown your way, these frustrations, right, and this, you know, miserable kind of follow the leader type of thing, you're going to be very strong throughout this and fireproof, right? You're not going to let this person get to you on a deeper level because, just like I said before, you'd rather be alone and not have this person bring you down, right? Not have this situation happen. And, you know, sometimes this card can mean manipulation and, you know, something like that. But also it's being stuck out in the cold, right? In a heavy winter. You're going through something that is a heavy winter and being frozen and being stuck. And there's a process of that is a little bit scary, right? There's an energy that's like, how am I going to get through this? That's kind of how the energy is. But I wanted to pull the King of Wands to make sure that we're going to get through that this month, right? And that we're going to be fireproof, right? Fire melts snow. So I'm very happy to say that whatever this situation is, whoever this person is, you're going to melt that storm, right? That snowy storm that you're having with this person. You'd rather be alone. You'd rather just be alone. And that's fine. That's good. You know, you should. Like, I get it. Trust me. You'd rather not have this irritation and be stuck out in the cold with somebody else because they're incapable. They're incapable of, you know, moving forward and doing what you're doing and being a well-rounded individual, you know, mentally, spiritually, financially, things like that. So, good thing we clarified that. Now, this is the Goddess deck. I'm going to pull from there, and then we have an Oracle card and an Angel card. So I'm super excited to see what Goddess cards come out for you guys. I was actually going to start with the Goddess deck for you guys, interestingly enough. Oh, look at that. Fire cards coming out, of course. So excited about that. First one we got, I love this. Mother Regeneration, super fire, right? And then we have Child Creative Spark. Oh, Love that fire. And then I'm going to pull one or two more, and let's see. We'll dig into those in just a second. But so far, look at all your fire energy. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Yes, two more. Excellent. We got Isis, the High Priestess. Love that. And then we have Two of Pentacles, Cycles, right? Amazing. Okay, so let's dig into this. I'm going to separate this energy. And I want to talk about Isis first. So the High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition, right? Letting your intuition be the better part of you. And it's so easy to say that, you know, just like, oh yeah, I trust the intuition, blah, blah, blah. But the interesting thing with this is that the High Priestess doesn't, like we were talking about, doesn't take shit from other people, doesn't allow other people to guide her, right? She guides herself through her inner wisdom and her strength, right? And we have a wisdom card right here. So I love that. You're letting yourself and your intuition guide you this month, which is excellent, because Mother Regeneration and Child Creative Spark, these are very important cards, especially together, because we have a new, right? We have a new spirit and will and desire to change something within our souls. You know, with this solar eclipse coming, right? The Great American Solar Eclipse, we have a chance to, you know, reignite our souls, right? What feeds our souls, you know? And Child Creative Spark is, you know, having that inner light, not the inner light of intuition, but the inner light of spirituality and passion, right? These are all about passion and what makes you happy. What are you passionate about? And obviously it has to do with either teaching or being taught. And there is something in here where this good news, right? This good news card has a lot to do with the High Priestess as well, because you're going to get some kind of good news or give some kind of good news that is going to help your intuition make a you know, decision based on either living conditions or, you know, changing up how you communicate with this person, either just dropping them or trying to figure out a new way of communicating with them. And then I'm so excited we have Cycles, right? The Two of Pentacles. And this is the snake eating its own tail, right? Because it's a never-ending infinity. Obviously, infinity is never-ending. And if you do this, right, if you don't cut it off at the head, then you start to have the same cycle over and over and over again. And you guys are trying to break that cycle this month of having this, you know, cold kind of experience with somebody. You know, they're dragging you down out in the snow, but you're going to melt that snow with your King of Wands attitude and energy, which is fabulous, you know? And if you're having this, right, we have salamanders, we have snakes, we have very interesting creatures that are going to come in and help you and guide you this month, right? Salamanders, fireproof, so we are having a fireproof energy, and the snake, right, and eating its own tail, because we need to remind ourselves that we're not going to be stuck in this same cycle, right? And there is an interesting thing about cycles and rebirth, because you have to obviously close one door before you open another one. And that's kind of it's kind of the easy way to explain cycles. And this is great. You know, I love that you guys this is awesome, the Nine of Pentacles, because that is showing your beauty and your grace with how you're handling yourself with this situation as well. It's just, you're handling it, you're going to handle it very well, you know, if you haven't handled it already this month of August. Okay, and then we have the Oracle deck. I'm going to pull one of these and then an angel card. So Aries, I'm doing a live YouTube thing for the first time tomorrow. So that's Saturday, August 5th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So if you guys want to join that, it's just going to be like a really chill chat. You guys can ask questions, and we can talk about love, relationships. We can talk about chakra healing, meditation, the eclipses. We can talk about everything. So, and we can also pull some cards as well when you guys ask questions. So I wanted to let you guys know about that. And then, yeah, I'm really excited about this reading. This is wonderful. The World, Nine of Pentacles, right? Eight of Wands, really positive completion and moving forward, and content, and learning new things or teaching people new things, right? You guys are very spiritually aware, and you don't always show it. You know, you guys actually are very spiritually intelligent, but you don't always show it. You guys don't always teach it. But if you guys do teach it, please know that it will be received and accepted in a very positive way. Mother regeneration and child creative spark can mean that you are, you know, the mother giving to the child in a certain sense, right? The one that doesn't know will soon know. Okay? All right, this one wants to come out. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Some more fire. I'm so excited. The Dragon, power and strength. This is amazing. This has come out for a couple readings this month, actually. This is amazing. Power and strength. You guys are going to show so much of this fire energy, right? You guys are going to show so much of who you are this month, and you're going to be very comfortable within yourselves as soon as you handle this situation. And you guys just have to remind yourselves that you are spiritually intelligent, and you guys do have the power and the strength to get through this, right? You know, you'd rather be alone. Okay, then be alone. And that's, you know, something that not everyone can say. You know, you guys specifically are very strong, independent individuals that can stand alone and not feel sad about it. So, excellent. Okay, angel card. And then we can be done. Okay, Aries, August 2017. Yes, willingness. Hello. Oh my God, I love these cards so much. Willingness. Okay, so you have to be, oh my God, this is amazing. Willingness. You have to be willing to handle this certain situation in a very delicate way. Otherwise, you can have the fire energy blow up, right? If you're dealing with an air sign, right? If this happens to be an air sign, be extra careful, because air and fire can just, you know, ignite and be a little bit dramatic. So, willingness to handle this situation in a very positive, well-rounded, you know, content way. And also be willing to learn new things or teach people new things, right? I love that. Willingness. So, perfect. Love this reading for you guys. And I will be in Sacramento mid-end of September. So if you guys are interested in a private reading and you're in the Sacramento area, you can email me through my website. Link is down below. I have a couple dates available. The San Francisco dates are booked up, so unfortunately, I only have a couple left in Sacramento. But if you just want a FaceTime or Skype reading, we can do that too. Go to my website and click book now, and it'll show the calendar and my available dates and times, okay? Love you, Aries. You're super good. You're super strong. You'll be fine. I have complete faith in all of you, Aries, all right? Love you guys.